Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to be here with me, especially during the holiday season, because what I'm about to talk about today is something that almost no one is paying attention to, yet it affects every single person receiving Social Security. I know Christmas Day is usually about family, food, gifts, and trying to relax, but this year, Social Security is delivering something important on December 25th, and it is not a benefit check. It's not extra money landing in your account. And it's not a surprise bonus. What's coming is a document, and it may sound boring at first, but I promise you, this is one of the most important pieces of paperwork you'll receive all year, and possibly the most important one you'll receive going into 2026. This document is being released digitally on Christmas Day, December 25th, and then physical copies will begin going out in the mail the very next day, December 26th. And here's why you need to stop and pay attention right now. We are living in a time where there is constant talk about stimulus payments, including that widely discussed $2,000 check. We've just gone through massive changes with the Social Security Fairness Act, which resulted in millions of people receiving higher monthly benefits and large lump sum back payments in 2025. On top of that, brand new tax deductions for seniors were signed into law this year, quietly changing the rules of who should file taxes and who might actually benefit from filing for the first time in years. All of that comes together in this one single document. Now I know some of you are already thinking, this is just tax paperwork. I don't file taxes. I've never filed taxes. I don't need to worry about this. Please don't click away yet, because this year is different, and ignoring this document could cost you real money, not hypothetically, but actual dollars that you might be owed. Today, I'm going to explain exactly what this document is, when you're getting it, why you need to hold on to it, and what can go wrong if you don't take a few minutes to pay attention. This is one of those videos that can save you a massive headache later, so stay with me all the way through. For those of you who are new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Tony, and here on Retirees Benefits, we break down everything related to Social Security, retirement benefits, stimulus payments, tax changes, and financial programs that affect people living on fixed incomes. I've been covering Social Security updates and government policy changes for years, and my goal is simple. I read through the government announcements, the fine print, and the confusing language so you don't have to. I translate it into plain English and explain why it actually matters to your life and your wallet. Even if you normally avoid anything related to taxes, trust me when I say this year is not business as usual, and this is one topic you don't want to skip. So let's start with the basics of what's actually happening. On December 25th, Christmas Day, the Social Security Administration is making your official tax form available digitally through your My Social Security account. This form is called the SSA 1099 if you live in the United States. If you are a Social Security beneficiary living outside the country, the form is called the SSA 1042S. Different names, same purpose. This is the official record of how much money Social Security paid you during the entire year of 2025. This is not an estimate. This is not a summary. This is the exact number that Social Security reports to the Internal Revenue Service. And yes, that part is extremely important. This form doesn't just come to you. It is also sent directly to the IRS. The IRS will have a copy showing exactly how much Social Security income you received in 2025, down to the dollar. On December 26th, the day after Christmas, Social Security will begin mailing paper copies of these forms to everyone who doesn't access them digitally. By law, all of these forms must be mailed out by January 31st, which is the federal deadline. Now here's where a lot of people make a mistake. They think that because they don't normally file taxes, this form doesn't matter to them. But 2025 and 2026 are shaping up to be very different from what many retirees are used to. And this form plays a role in several major changes that are either already happening or could happen very soon. Let's talk first about the issue everyone keeps asking me about, the $2,000 stimulus check. You've heard the president mention it. You've seen headlines. You've seen social media posts. Right now, we still don't know if it will actually happen, when it would happen, or what the final rules would be. But we do know one thing for sure because we've seen this movie before. During the pandemic, stimulus payments in 2020 and 2021, millions of people were supposed to receive their money automatically, and millions did, but not everyone. Years later, the IRS admitted that some people never received their stimulus payments because of errors, outdated information, missing direct deposit details, or other issues that simply fell through the cracks. When those people tried to claim their money later, they were told there was only one way to do it. They had to file a federal tax return, even if they had never filed one before in their life. Even seniors who lived entirely on Social Security and had no other income had to file, just to claim the money they were owed. I'm not a tax advisor and I'm not giving you tax advice, but I am telling you exactly what happened last time. If a new stimulus payment is approved, the same thing could easily happen again. Most people would likely receive it automatically, but some people would not. And if you are one of the people who doesn't get it automatically, your only option could be filing a tax return to claim it. And what do you need to file a tax return? You need proof of income. That proof is your SSA 1099 or SSA 1042S. Without this form, you can't file accurately. Without filing, you can't claim missing stimulus money. That means even if you've never filed taxes before, even if you normally don't need to file, you absolutely need to keep this document. Put it somewhere safe. Don't throw it away. Don't assume it doesn't matter. You may need it in 2026 to claim money that belongs to you. Now let's talk about another major group of people who need to pay very close attention this year, and that's the roughly 3 million Social Security beneficiaries affected by the Social Security Fairness Act. This law was signed in January 2025, and it repealed two long-standing rules called the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset. For decades, these rules reduced Social Security benefits for people who also received certain government pensions, including teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other public sector workers. When these rules were repealed, millions of people saw their monthly Social Security checks increase starting in April 2025. But that wasn't all. Many of them also received large lump sum back payments to compensate for years of reduced benefits. Some people received thousands of dollars. Others received tens of thousands of dollars. And here's the part that a lot of people didn't fully think through at the time. That money counts as income. Social Security income can be taxable depending on your total income, and those large lump sum payments significantly increase the reported income for 2025. Many people who have never had to file a tax return before are now likely going to need to file one for the first time. And when they open their SSA 1099 this year, they're going to see a number much larger than anything they've seen in the past. This is where people get blindsided. They didn't plan for taxes on that lump sum payment. They didn't set money aside, and suddenly they're facing a tax filing requirement they weren't expecting. This is why this document is critical. Without your SSA 1099, you can't file properly. And if you don't file when you're required to, you could face penalties, interest, and letters from the IRS that no one wants to deal with. There's another major reason why this tax season is different, and it's flying under the radar for a lot of seniors. Over the summer, Congress passed a large tax reconciliation bill, and buried inside that bill was a significant new deduction specifically for seniors. Under the new law, seniors can now claim an additional deduction of $6,000 for single filers and $12,000 for married couples filing jointly. This is on top of the standard deduction that already exists. What this means in real-world terms is that some people who normally wouldn't file a tax return might actually benefit from filing this year. They could reduce how much they owe, or in some cases, even receive a refund. Again, I'm not telling anyone what they should do. Everyone's situation is different, and you should talk to a tax professional or use tax software to evaluate your specific circumstances. But the point is that the rules have changed, and the only way to take advantage of these changes is if you have the proper documentation. That documentation starts with your SSA 1099. Now let's talk about something that almost no one does, but absolutely everyone should. When you receive your SSA 1099 or SSA 1042S, don't just put it in a drawer. Don't assume it's correct. Take a few minutes and actually look at the numbers. Social Security is a massive agency processing millions of records, and while errors are rare, they do happen. Imagine this scenario. You received $12,000 in Social Security benefits during 2025. But when you look at your form, it shows $36,000. Maybe a data entry error occurred. Maybe your record got mixed up with someone else's. Maybe there was a system glitch. Here's the problem. That incorrect number doesn't just go to you. It goes to the IRS. Now the IRS thinks you received $36,000. When you file your taxes, or even if you don't file when you're supposed to, the IRS may flag your account. You could receive letters, notices, or even face penalties for income you never actually received. The opposite can also cause problems. If your form shows less income than you actually received, you may underreport your income, which can also lead to issues down the road. This is why it's so important to verify the numbers. Add up your monthly benefit payments. Make sure the total matches what's on the form. If something doesn't look right, contact Social Security immediately. Don't wait until tax season is in full swing. Fixing errors early can save you months of frustration later. So how do you actually get this form? If you have a My Social Security account, it will be available digitally on December 25th. You can log in on Christmas Day or any time after, download the form, save it to your computer, or print it out. If you don't have an account, your form will be mailed starting December 26th and should arrive by January 31st. That said, I strongly recommend creating a My Social Security account if you don't already have one. It's free, it takes about 10 minutes to set up, and it gives you instant access to your information. You can view your benefit amounts, payment history, tax forms, and update your personal details without waiting on hold or visiting a field office. Social Security is moving toward digitization, and while online accounts aren't mandatory, they are becoming the easiest way to manage your benefits. Let me bring this all together. Social Security is releasing your SSA 1099 or SSA 1042S on December 25th online and mailing it out starting December 26th. This form shows exactly how much you received in 2025, and the IRS gets a copy. You need to hold on to this document because of potential stimulus payments, because of the Social Security Fairness Act changes, and because of new tax deductions for seniors. When you get it, check it for accuracy and store it somewhere safe. If you don't have a My Social Security account, consider creating one for easier access in the future. I know tax documents aren't exciting, and I know it's tempting to ignore them. But this is one of those situations where 5 minutes of attention now can save you months of stress later. This document is your proof of income. It's your financial protection, and it could be the key to claiming money that belongs to you. If this video helped you understand what's coming and why it matters, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I post new videos every week covering Social Security updates, benefit programs, stimulus news, and strategies for managing money on a fixed income. Drop a comment below and let me know if you plan to access your form online or wait for it in the mail, and if you were affected by the Social Security Fairness Act. I read every comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and happy holidays to you and your family.